to an episode of Historically Marked Route 66 edition. I am Jason in Hackberry, Arizona, and it's just a small incorporated community, which is to the left of me. And when I'm outside the Hackberry General Store, there's a lot of history to this building, and once you look at it, you'll know right away it was once a service station. But there's a lot more to it, so come with me, I will show you around. And for anybody who's definitely into the Route 66 experience, now this wasn't paved until 1930. However, that part and that part were part of the original Route 66 alignment. So if you hang a left, like right over there, it'll take you right into the small community of Hackberry. That was the 1926 to 1930 alignment of Route 66. But I do advise you use it at your own risk. I mean, when it's wet outside, I mean, definitely drive slow or drive very carefully. But either way, I would definitely go at least 20 or 25 miles an hour because, yes, the road does curve, and it'll take you back to Hackberry Road, which is that way, about maybe 3 or 4 miles. So this is one of the most legendary Route 66 icons, located out in the middle of nowhere, but it's very beautiful scenery either way. A nice 360 look. You get a train that comes about every 20 minutes, seemingly. A long one. Then you got mountains. But this dates back to 1930, and it was owned by Robert E. Brown as a service station. The store actually opened in 1934. It had a Conoco gas station that was open until 1978. And just like my previous two videos, when in 1978, that was when Interstate 40 bypassed Route 66. Like, this was literally the main stretch from here to Kingman and Seligman, the whole desert stretch, I call it. So in 1992, famed Route 66 artist Bob Waldmire, who passed away in 2009, there's a lot I can explain about him. But Bob Waldmire purchased and reopened the station as a souvenir shop and information center. He sold it in 1998 to John and Carrie Pritchard. In 2016, the Pritchards retired, and now the place is run by Amy Franklin. She placed a 1990 Corvette in front of the store. It is still a souvenir shop and information center. It is not a restaurant, but they do sell cold drinks here and snacks. No alcohol. So yes, this is definitely a part museum and a part store. All kinds of stuff with Route 66 on it, and some celebrity autograph photos. And it's got a lot of old signs, billboards, gadgets. So let's go inside. So these are old pumps, of course. The bays. And you gotta hear that squeak just to get the old feeling of Route 66. That's what I'm talking about. No drone zone. Don't know if that's a serious one or not. A lot of old relics out here. I mean, old Pepsi machines, old this, old that, old Coke bottles, stickers everywhere. I still need to make one for Historically Marked. I guess a card's not enough. An old 7-Up. And a cigarette machine. I'm guessing that's what it is. 40 cents for a pack of smokes. All right. Oh, gotta love old cars. Oh man, a general store, candy bars. I told you it's not going to be the first time that I see dollar bills, and as much as you probably are tempted to take one off the wall, definitely do not. The old diner part. A jukebox, but I think it's actually a radio. Oh, 1938 jukebox. Definitely a relic. Oh man, Elvis stuff, more dollar bills. Oh, see that 66. Mannequins. They ought to call this place the Elvis room. Alright, and some more shirts. Biker vests. Wow. Mr. Clark Gable. Now there's a lot of Route 66 history with him, and Carol Lombard. If you want to buy magnets or signs or even books. Yeah, I know that guy, David Wickline. If you want to buy old plates. So behind those dollar bills and those badges is actual Route 66 map that was painted by Bob Waldmire. You've probably seen it at some of the other places along Route 66, especially in Pontiac, Illinois, but this is where you can actually start seeing it. So like that's McLean, Texas, where that Devil's Rope Museum is. That's Tulsa, Oklahoma, Catoosa, where that blue whale is. And then Missouri, St. Louis, that big yellow half dot there. And then Chicago. This is what Amy was showing me about how it looked like back in the 90s when Bob Waldmire owned it. Now, the Pritchards, who owned it after that, they added the, you know, the top on that, and here's a little bit interior now, that mural, which had less dollar bills on it. A little perspective on that. Olivia Newton-John, or is that Suzanne Summers? Can't really tell. Never thought I'd use those two in the same sentence because they were both 70s icons. But Bob would be very happy to know that somebody is carrying on the tradition, the Route 66 tradition. Oh man, I am so tempted to buy a lot of this stuff, but so what made you want to buy the place?
I worked here for 10 years for the previous owner.
Oh, you did? Okay, for the Pritchards?
And yes. And neither of their two sons wanted it because they had their own things they wanted to do. And I said, John, you can't. He was going to close the store and sell everything. He collected his entire lifetime.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. And I said, John, you can't do that because it was known internationally. It was more famous everywhere but in the United States. So I said, John, how much do I buy this new? Talk to Carrie. And they said, okay, and I bought it.
Cool. And definitely part of the experience is just walking around outside. So many to choose from, especially that police car. Wow. I don't even know if such place existed, but Hackberry Towing. Okay, Nader and Son. I'm having my doubts on that one. Plus that tire is becoming a flat one. Little garage. Hey, there's a Tom's Snacks snack machine. I remember Tom's Snacks from back in the 80s or early 90s, one of the two. And this here is the Ranchero Hotel. This was once a very popular stop for Route 66 travelers to spend the night, but now it's an emporium. It's basically a souvenir shop. But I'll show you the main attraction, which is just right over there. Right in front of me is a very odd sculpture, but it's a very popular photo attraction. Giganticus Headicus. If I don't get up close to it, maybe rub its nose. There we go. So I just got done meeting Greg Arnold, who did the Giganticus Headicus, and this is the latest art sculpture. This is the Guardian of Route 66. Can you dig it? All right, thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Historically Marked. This was a really cool episode. I mean, I definitely love going to places and looking at old memorabilia and taking people along for the ride. All right, so I'm Jason in Hackberry, Arizona, outside the world famous Hackberry General Store. Signing off.